Okay. In last lecture, we have seen some of the programs. Okay. Does somebody tried these programs and someone has issue in any of the program, or some question is not understandable or don't know what we have to do, and we will see some of the programs. See, in the C programming, we have to do we have to do practice for the solving the problems. That's it, nothing else. So we should be familiar with this language. That is the point. So if someone has any problem, or someone has a problem in running the program and building the logic, let me know. We will see the problem. Today again we are seeing, looking into some of the problems in this, but we are using the while loop today, because we have seen for loop, execution of for loop, but w- we will see one program having the nested for loop also. So you can nest the for loops one by one, or any number of problems in between, or one inside other. So the general execution of a for loop is, we know that we have the for. Let me share the screen. Let me know once you can see my screen. Yes, there is option. Okay. Okay. If we see this, uh, important thing is, this is a l- this is a look of for loop. This is a do while loop. Let me yes. Look at this for. We have uh, for loop here. This thing we are putting on only one line, and this is the initialization. We are starting some variable, for example I equal to 5, a equal to 0, or something like that. So first thing is, it will be executed, then expression, there is a semicolon. Only thing is, this is in the one line, right? So this is the syntax. Now if we go for this initialization we are doing, after that there is a expression. We are saying this as a, this is a conditional expression. Conditional expression. Again, again, this is update. Update in what? This should affect on the, this should be effect on the condition, so that after some time this will expression will become a false, then we will come outside the loop. We could not put this for loop running infinite times. Remember this thing. It should break at some time. You should write a for loop in which after some time this loop should break. Okay. And third thing is, we are putting some of the actions or statements or instructions inside the for loop, so that loop will be have the execution. Now we want to write, now we want to write nested for loop. What is a nested for loop? Nested means what? One inside another. So nested for loop is what? There is a loop. Say I equal to 0, I is less than something, or let me take whiteboard. There is a in the nested for loop, we are putting one for loop one inside another. Means what? Whenever we require more than one iterations at a time, in that case, nested for loop is used. More than one loop means what? For example, suppose I want to print all the numbers or table of numbers. For example, 1, 2, 3, 4 up to 10, 2, 4, 6, 8 up to 20. This is 10. 3, 6, 9 up to 30 and so on. So anyone has any problem in joining? No. Okay. So in that case, what I have to do? I want to have the two variables at a time so that I will iterate I and j. For I equal to 1, I will put j equal to 1, 2, 3, 4 up to 10. So that I will multiply these numbers to this. I will get these numbers. Again I equal to 2. I will iterate I equal to 2. Again I will have the j equal to 1, 2, 3 up to 10. So that I will get these numbers and so on. So likewise I will print all the things. So for this what I have to do, what I will take I will take two variables int, let me okay, is there any clear menu? Okay, there is no clear menu. Okay, so let me take one integer and j. Okay, now I will take two for loops. For int I equal to 1, I is less than 10, less than equal to 10, I plus plus, and again here for j equal to 1, j is less than equal to 10, j plus plus. Okay, semicolon. So that if I go for the execution of this, I want to see what I have. Compiler will come here for the execution. The I is a variable of integer data type, j is a variable of integer data type. After that, for I equal to 1, I is less than equal to 10. So it will come here first execution, then it will go here. It will check whether the condition is true or not. If it is true, it will come inside. So the value of I equal to 1 now. So it will come here. It will go inside. For j equal to 1, value of j is what? 1 now. So j is less than equal to 10. Yes, it will come here. It will come here. Again, it will come here. So to print table, 1, 2, 3 up to 10, 2, 4, 6 up to 20, and so on. To print the table, I want to print multiplication of I and j. So what I will do, I will put printf %d I into j. I will put some space here also, so that it will go for this. Again, what it will do, j equal to 1. The value of I is 1, j is 1. So I 1 into 1, 1. So %d is integer. 1 into 1, 1. So it will print 1. So our output. This is expected. Our output become 1. Now it will go for the next. This loop is here. So again it will go up to here. To after this statement, it will go up to here. After this statement, it will go up to here. Remember this thing. Once this for loop is completed, then it will go for the next. There is no any statement. So after that, it will go here. Remember this thing. So this execution flow of execution of a program is important. Now the value of j is 2. So j 2 is less than equal to 2. Yes. Again it will go here. The value of I is 1. Value of j is 2 now. So 1 into 2, 2. So again it will go here. 1 into 2, 2. So 2 will be printed. Again it will go here. Again j plus plus. The value of j will become 3. It will come here to check the condition. It will come here to check the condition. Yes, if it is true, it will go inside 1 into 3, 3, and so on. The value of j will become 9, suppose. So 3, 4 up to 9. Again, the value of 1 into 9, 9. So value of j will become 9. Means iterating 2, 3, 4, and so on. So after that, it will come here. After the printing of 9, it will go here. The value of will become a 10. So j plus plus will become a 10. J is less than equal to 10. Yes, it will go here. 1 into 10, 10. It will print 10. Again, it will come here. J will become 11. 11 is less than equal to 10. No, it will come outside the for loop. Once it will come outside the for loop, what we have to do? I want to print this output to the new line. So what I will do? I will put here one printf statement. Printf %d, or no need to have %d, just /n. Right? /n. No need to have. I don't want to print any value here, so that it will go for the next line, new line character. So that whenever there will be the next output, it will be printed here. Remember this thing. Cursor was here. So once I will put a new line, it will go up to here. So again it will go for the, once this will be completed, it will go here. What was the value of I? The value of I was 1. So because of this I plus plus, value of I will become 2. So value of I, this was the jth value, j equal to 10, j equal to 11. The last value was j equal to 11, so that this loop was break. So now value of I will become a 2 here. So I become a 2 here. 2 is less than equal to 10. Yes. Again it will go here. Remember this execution of arrow. After that this will come here. J equal to 1 again. This will become for I equal to 2. This will become a j equal to 1 again. Because if once it will go into the for loop, in the first point to enter the for loop is initialization, the first statement. Therefore it will become a j equal to 1 again. Again j is, after that this will check 1 is less than equal to 10. Yes, it will go inside. The value of j is 1, value of I is 2, so it will print 2 here. again it will go here. The value of j will become a 2. 2. Again 2 is less than equal to 10. Yes. Again it will go here. Value of I is 2. J is 2. 2 into 2, 4. Here 4, 6, 8 and so on up to 20. Again once this is completed, it will go for the new line. For new line, again it will go here. The value of I will become 3 and it will check the condition. It will go inside. Value of j will become 1. 3 into 1, 1 and 3. It will check the condition. It will go inside. Again it will print 3, 6 and so on. So this will become a table for numbers. So in this way you can use these statements, these for loops, one inside another. But remember one thing, if you write any loop, not only for loop, we are looking into the other loop also. So if you look into any loop, it should break at some point. It should not iterate for infinite number of times. It should have the bound. Otherwise, computer will become or it will hang. Remember this thing. So this is one of the thing. Now we will go for the another. Let me close this. It's of noise. We will see some other loops. In the C program, there are basically three loops: while loop, for loop, and do while loop. Some people saying for the switch there is a switch case, and some people say this is also a loop, but it is not a loop. But we will say it's okay. Some people are using the word it is a loop, switch loop, but switch is not a loop. The thing which is running again and again from the start to end, it is called as loop. So while loop, for loop and do while loop. So there is a slight difference between while loop and do while loop, and every loop of the while can be converted into the for loop. So we will see what is while loop because we know the for loop. Now what we will do, we will compare for loop to the while loop so that it will be easy to us to understand. So while loop and for loop, these loops are called pretest loops. Pretest. Pretest means what? Whenever you are entering into the loop, whenever you are going for the execution, is there any new? No. Okay, great. Whenever you are entering into the loop, for example, if this is a loop, you are entering from here and there will be the statements. If it is a for loop and other things, if whatever the things inside the for loop, inside statements, if to execute this, there is always a condition, right? So if this condition is checked in the start, these loops are called as pretest loop. If condition is checked in the start, for example, if there is a city and there is a toll plaza, there can be the toll plaza. In the for loop and while loop, there is a toll plaza whenever you are entering into the city. But in the do while loop, there is a toll plaza whenever you are exiting in from the city. So, or if there is a garden, there is a gate here. There can be the two gates, enter gate and exit gate. Whenever you are entering from the enter gate, you have to pay from here. But and at the time of exit, for some garden, you can go inside, and whenever you are coming outside, at that time you have to pay. Means there is a condition each for loop in which it is checked whenever you are coming outside the loop or at the end of the loop. End of the loop means what? You will go inside the loop. There will be the condition after the loop, and it will decide whether I have to come outside the loop or I have to go to the start again. And once I will reach at the end of the loop. So we will see while loop so that it will go. Only thing is for these three loops, while and for loop is a pre-test loop, and in do while there is a post-test loop. We will see how the for this while loop will execute. So we will first see the while loop. What will be the things in the while loop? In while loop, there is a while syntax. Excuse me. Uh, Please wait for 1 minute. I will be back. Thank you for waiting. Now we will see the while loop. What is the while loop? While loop is a loop in which condition is checked in the start of the expression. In the start, if that condition is true, it will go. Okay. If condition is true, then it will go inside. They will execute all the actions, all the statements, all the instructions. Again, once it will reach at the end, it will again go for the here. It will check the condition again. Again, it will go for the execution. So in the for loop, what happens? We have the initialization. After that, we will have the condition. Then it will go inside. Again, after at the end, it will go up to for the update, and again it will check for the condition. In the while loop, you will have whatever initialization you have to do. They should be the before for loop, while loop. After that, there is a condition, and there will be the action. We will see some simple program so that you will have the better understanding. For example, I want to print all the numbers from 1 to 10. I want to see all the numbers up to n. We will go for the up to n now. So what I have to do, please enter up to where you want numbers. We will have the program to print all the numbers. We will see numbers are natural numbers. All the natural numbers up to given a number. So everybody understand this, what is integer, number, in? These are the variables, or these are the variables of integer data type. After that, printf statement. So it will be on it it will not execute anything. It will just give a message to the user. So this is a output thing. Scanf, this is a input thing. So input device, what is input? Whatever the user will enter here, they will be allocated to the n. N is an integer, so we are expecting user will enter the number. After that, it will be saved into the n. Now I want to print all the values from 1 to n. So what I have to do, I know the value of n is, suppose for example user has entered here 10, say I want to print 1 to 10, right? So for that, what I have to do, I have to start from 1. So what I will do, I will start I equal to 1. Initialization I will do here. Then again while inside this I less than equal to 10. I will put condition here, because in my while loop I have to put only condition. There will not be the expressions like colon and all this thing. There will be the only one expression. It should be the conditional expression. So I is less than equal to 10, and inside the while loop I will put printf %d comma I, so that I is less than equal to 10 %d I is a value of I. But what will happen in the while loop, whenever it will go for the 1, it will come here. I is less than equal to 10. Yes, it will go here. Printf I. What is the value of I? 1. So it will print 1. Again it will go here. Once it will reach at the end, it will again go for this condition. The value of I is 1. So 1 is less than equal to 10. Yes, it will come here. So it will execute infinite times. So what we have to do, we should increase this I by 1 by 1. So what I will do, I will put I plus 1 or I plus plus, I equal to I plus 1. So that value of I will become 2. After that it will go here again. The value of I is 2. 2 is less than equal to 10. Yes. Again it will go for the printing this I. So again it will come here. So I will put space here uh, after printing, and I will execute this. Let us compile and see what happens. See one thing. I have put added here hard coded thing. I should put n here so that it will come here. So one more thing I want to clear here. If you want to see the programming execution step by step, what you have to do, I will just tell you the debug techniques, how to debug the thing. There will be you can put a breakpoint here. You could not. Breakpoint means what? Whenever it will start, it will come here. So I have added the breakpoint here. Just you have to click here. It will add the breakpoints. After that, you have to select the debug. There will be the two options. One is release and second is debug. So you have to select the debug. After that, in the execute, there should be debug option. There should be debug option. No, there should be debug option. Compile.
सर
Huh?
सेकंड लास्ट
Yes.
ऑप्शन आहे एक्झिक्यूट मध्ये
Yes, yes.
सेकंड
Okay.
लास्ट
Yes, yes. Debug. You have to click on the debug. So that now see, you could not put the debug to the assignment or declaration. So it has come here up to here printf. So once if I there will be the shortcut keys for going for the next statement. So if you go here, means I will just tell you what are the, here are the shortcuts to go for the next. Toggle breakpoint is there, debug is there. Okay, just press F8. Okay. Yes, press F8 so that you will go for the next statement. So after that it is coming. By pressing F8 you will go for the next executing statement. So again if I press F8, oh, it is not going, it is locked. What are the shortcuts to go for the next statement? That is the question. This the Express has a different statement. Visual Studio has a different statements. Visual Studio has a F10, but here F6 stop execution. Okay. Move selection up. Okay. That is not the thing. Clean profile analysis. Breakpoint. Configure shortcuts. Okay. Execute. Run, compile, run. Make file, toggle breakpoint, debug. Configure next. Yes. No, that is window. What we will do? Instead of searching, there is information how to debug the code. So yes, for the to rebuild set breakpoint you want to debugger. To breakpoint and just click on the F5. Now you are ready to launch debugger. Pressing F8 or clicking the debug button. If everything goes well, program will start. Then you can step through the code entering function call by pressing Shift F7. Step into button. Stepping over the function call by F7 or next one. So F7 is a key. Yes. So F7. In the F7, it will go for the next. Okay. Once if I press the F7, it is here. So it is actually waiting for the input. So I will put F10 and pressing enter. Now it come here. F7. It comes here. You can put your mouse here so that you will see the value of I. Value of I is 1. Now my statement is here. It is not executed yet. Again, if I press F7, this is executed and cursor went to here again. What is the value of I? It is a 2. You can put mouse here. It shows the value of I is 2. Value of n is 10. If I press F7 again, it come here. It will print. Because of this, it will print value of I. Value of I is 2. Now the value of I is 2. If I press F7, it goes to here. By executing this, this will execute and it will go. So what is the value? Value of I will become 3. 3 is less than n. So using this, you can debug your code, or you can see the step-by-step execution. You can see how this loop will. See, the value of I is 6. Value of I is 7. Value of I is 8. 9. Now you can see the value of I is 10. Value of n is 10. It will go inside. Again, the value of I will become 11. Value of I is n 10. So it come outside the loop. So in this way, you can debug the code. So by using F5, oh, it program started again. Okay. 23. Okay. So in this way, you can debug your code. Now, the one more thing, if someone want to convert this or do the same program using the for loop, what we have to do? We have to put this at the means the same program we can do using the for loop. Only thing is I have to put I equal to 1, I is less than equal to n, I equal to I plus 1 here. Means this statement should be here, the condition should be here, and whatever the initialization or update I should put here, and this printf statement can be here, so that oh, it has not printed this. Yes, it has printed 2 times for this also, this also. So you can see, you can notice this while loop is convertible into the for loop, and for loop can be converted into the while loop. Only thing is, if we know the value of I is increment or decrement is depend upon or statistically by using some specific numbers, then it will be easier to put the value of I. But in some cases, the value of I, depending upon the program, value of I is not just a increment in 1 or 2 or decrement in 1 or 2. This can be the different value. For example, we will see the program. There is a program. There is a program to uh, there is a program to count the or addition of all digit of a number. Suppose we want to write a program for addition of all the digits of a number. We want to write a program which will have the addition of all the numbers. What I will do, I will ask user to enter some number. This number is unnecessary, we have added. No need to have it. That's okay. We have the additional variable. Please enter the number. I will store this number into the n using the scanf statement. Again, what I will do, suppose there is a number. What is the logic? What will be the logic? This is important. What will be the logic uh, to make addition of all the digits? Suppose this is a problem you want to solve using the pen and paper. What you will do? You will go for the counting. You will count the first digit 3, 3 plus 5 8, 8 plus 4 and so on. So 8 plus 4 12, 12 plus 3 15, 15 plus 5 20, 24 and 27. So in this way you are going to calculate. Means what you are doing in the first step in your brain, you are taking this first digit or what, if this is a equal to n, then in the first digit what you are doing, you are finding the last digit percent 10 as a number, n percent 10, it will become 3 and you are adding it into the addition. After that you are ignoring this last number. Means what you are doing, you are making n by 10 so that the value of n will become, so that value of n, this become the value of n. Then again you are doing n percent 10 means last digit, so that you will have the 4 and you are adding into the, you are adding this number into this. Again you are doing this n by 10. Again you are doing n percent 10 so that you will have, by using n by 10 you will have, sorry, 3 and 5 was there. I have removed one more digit. You will have the 5 here. Again you are going to remove last digit so that you will have the 3 4 5 3 4 only. Again you are doing n percent 10, so you will have the 4 and so on. So you are making addition of this. Similarly, whenever we are writing the program, we want to follow these steps. First thing is we will make a n percent 10 and find out the digit. But how many times we are doing up to here, up to this? Until and unless we will have the 0. 0 means what? Who will give us the 0? N by 10 is 0. The value of n become a 0. Here, whenever we will have the n, the value of n will become a 0. We will stop there, so that in the program, this we will go. File. What we will do? We will define one integer to get the value of d. Let us have addition. Let us have addition here, so that in the first step, addition equal to n percent 10. Addition equal to n percent 10, so that we will have the first digit d in the this number. After that, what we will do? D equal to n by 10, and we will do this again and again until and unless or directly n by 10, while n by 10 equal to 0. While n by 10 equal to 0. If n by 10 is 0, it will not go inside, so that it will come here. For example, if there is a number, so 3 to 1. If we are executing this program, always whenever you are writing the program, always take an example and start execution of this. The value of n will become 3 to 1. It will come here. The value of addition is n percent 10, means the last digit 1. So value of addition will become 1. Now it will go here. Again, the n by 10. N by 10 means what? 32. We know that 10 is integer. N is integer. So the value of n by 10 will become a 32. Whether 32 equal to 0? No. It will go inside. So we want to check whether, but we want to take n as a n by 10. So what we will do? Instead of this, while n equal to 0, I will put this inside. This will be easier way. Addition is while n equal to 0. If n is 0, there is no any addition. So this will be equal to addition plus n by 10, last digit, and after that n equal to n by 10. So we are following this only. N percent 10, then n by 10, n percent 10, then n by 10, n percent 10, then n by 10. So we will have the all the digits. So not equal to 0. It should go inside the for loop whenever n is not equal to 0. If n is 0, no need to go inside. Whatever the value of addition, it is the addition of all the digits. The same program you can write in a different way, not an issue. Only thing is, in the execution program, let's go for the execution of a program. Debug. No, there is something wrong. Something is wrong. Stop execution. Okay, so this is a breakpoint. It will go for the execution. It will go for the printf. Okay. Then debug. Yes. You have to click on compile first whenever you want to debug. After that, you will come here. If I press F7, it will go for the next statement. This will be printed on this. You can see here output. Again, it will be the scanf statement. Once I press the F7, it is waiting for some number. So I will put 321, and if I hit enter, so that it come here. After that, this is coming automatically here. The value of I is in 321. It will go for the next statement. So what is the next statement? Addition. The value of addition is 0 in the start. We have not initialized, but this was a 0. So whenever you are writing the program, we should initialize this first. So now this is a 0. 0 plus n% 10. What will become? The value of become 1. So he has taken the last digit. After that, I want to make the value of I is 32. Therefore, I will have this execution n by 10. The value of I will become 32. You can see. Once you push the mouse, put the mouse here, it will show the value, current value. Whatever the current value of a variable is, it will show. It will show here. It will show here. You can see the value of addition is 1. D is not it initialize. I is not initialized. We have not used I and D, therefore it is not showing the value of that. So again I will put F7. So the value of I will become, it is checking whether n is not equal to 0. If it is not equal to 0, it will go inside. If it will be 0, it will come outside. So the value of addition will become 3 because our number was 3 to 1 and 1 plus 2 is 3. Because of this, whatever the remainder is in the n last digit, it will take and it will put into the addition. So again n by 10, again it will go here. Again the value of I will become 3. It will put into the addition. It will become n is 0 now because 3 upon 10 is 0. Both are the integer. The result is 0 point something, and as n is integer, it will become 0. It will come outside. You can see the addition of all the digit is 6. You can see here the addition of to the number addition is 6. This was the output. You can press F5 to come outside to see the execution. Oh, it is again starting the program. F8. If I put here also, choose the addition. So in this way, you can execute the programs one by one. Second thing about this, each while loop you can convert into the for loop. Only thing is there is a difference in initialization of a variable, putting the conditions and update the values for the condition. We have to update the values for the variables inside the condition so that at some point the condition will become false. Remember this thing. And third thing is you have to write all the statements inside one by one. So now second thing is there is one another loop, do while loop. We will see its execution tomorrow, but we will do one more program in between which will have the, okay, we will see, we will find out the factorial of a number. Factorial, okay. Suppose user has entered the same program, we will modify program, we'll create new one using same, which will print factorial of a number, in which using the while loop. So what I will put, program to print factorial. Everybody knows what is factorial. So please enter the number. So I will take the number in n. I will not explain these things again and again because we have seen this many times. Now to find the factorial, what we have to do? We are starting from 1, multiplying the numbers from 1 to and up to n. So we can also start from 2 also. So whenever we want to make a factorial, what is the logic? Logic is, if there is a number 10, take an example and start. What we are doing? We are taking the 1, 2 and so on. We are taking the series 9 and 10. What we are taking? We are taking one more variable. Say fact. Fact is there. What we are doing? We are initializing this as a 1, so that we will multiply this fact by 1 is fact into 1. Again, whatever the value of fact, we will store this value into the fact, so that I will again say fact equal to fact into 2. Whatever the calculated value in the fact, I will make a multiplication with this 2. Again, I will multiply to the same number to this, so that this will become 1, this will become 2. Again 2 into 3, 6. Again 6 into 4, 24, and so on. So if I will have only 5, this is 5, this will become a 120. So take a number as a 1, multiply with this 1, will become 1. Even though no need to start with 1. If you start with 2 also, then also you can find out the value of factorial. So fact equal to 1, fact into 2, 2, 2 into 3, 6, 6 into 4, 24, 24 into 5, 120. So whenever you are writing the program, the same thing we have to do. What I will do, instead of addition, I will take fact and I will start with this 1. We are not using this, so no need to have this. I will take I, so that I equal to 2. I will initialize so that I will go up to I less than equal to n, because my number is n. So I will put fact equal to fact into I, and I will put I plus plus here. The value of I will become incremented. So it will come here. It will take the value from of n from the user. I equal to 2 while I is less than n. So the 2 is less than n. Yes, because our value is 5. If user has entered 5, 2 is less than equal to 5. So fact equal to fact into multiplication, not addition. So fact into I, 1 into 2, 2. The value of fact will become 2 now. So I plus plus value of I will become 3 now. So 3 less than equal to 5. Yes, it will go here. It will again multiply whatever the earlier value of fact. It will multiply inside that I, and it will put into the fact. so that at the end of this loop there will be the factorial. I have to select the release so that it will run. 6 I will put 720, or if I put 5 it will have the 120. So in this way you can use the while loop. In the tomorrow's lecture we will see do while loop and what is the difference between this, and we will see some of the programs in which do while has been used. There is small difference, only small difference in between, but we will see these differences using some of the programs. Meanwhile, this list I already sent you. Please do the programs. Please do all the programs. These programs are important. They will build your logic. Remember this thing. Until and unless you do the programs, you will not understand this subject at all. Don't try to read only the theory. Doing this program is important. If anyone has any problem, then you can post in the group also, or you can post me to the WhatsApp on the personally also. Not an issue. But try to do the programs. Does anyone have any question? Let me know if anyone has any question. Nobody has question means either you are understanding properly or someone is presenting. No, I am presenter. Uh, Either you are understanding properly all the things or you are not doing any program. Only understanding here is different thing. Doing programs practically is important thing. Remember this thing. Okay, then we will stop the meeting. If anyone has any question, then they can post me also. We will stop recording.